Wow. Well, hello. We made it here. We're live. Triforce Live. It's a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
I'm here from a literal landfill site.
Yeah.
Sips is from a slightly tidier landfill site.
I'm a prepper.
And Lewis is in the hallway of someone else's office wearing a poncho, I believe. Is that a poncho?
No, it's a
I'm in my
nice
prepper. I'm in my
jumper.
prepper bunker with all the shit I want to take with me, like an Egyptian pharaoh. I'm gonna be buried under the post-apocalyptic Earth with all this stuff. I got an ironing board in here. Got bikes, a Play-Doh
Survival
to
dad.
keep me entertained. Yeah.
Yeah. So we normally record Triforce on Thursdays at 10. So this is a bit off kilter, partly because yesterday you had to go and have a camera put into your penis.
Yes.
Sips,
Yes, I did.
Which
We're bringing that up.
We're just talking about now.
Yeah.
Hey, dick health is important. I want to know, what was it like having a camera up
how'd it
down
go?
there?
You know that friend you had at school who did martial arts or karate or
Yes,
however you want to call it?
I had exactly.
And they
that
learn
friend.
the pressure points and they come to school the next day and they're like, hey, check this out. And you're like, what is it? And then they do the Vulcan death grip on you and you're paralyzed for an instant while they do it. And you're like, come on, stop. That's what it felt like. But at the base of the shaft of your dick, I clenched up like crazy. Like both of my ass cheeks clenched up so hard that I felt like I was levitating above the bed because like the muscle just like thrust me up, and the doctor was like, "Listen, can you just relax your bottom back into the bed?" I was like, "I can't. This hurts." He's like, "Oh well, we'll be really quick. Don't worry about it." And then he was just like he was in and out in like a minute. But there's a screen next to me, and he's like, "Hey, look on the screen there. We're inside your bladder." And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Yeah, you can see there's like
surely
some
you'd rather be watching
and...
some like Breaking Bad or something, or do you know what I mean? Anything else would have been The Apprentice.
Even
look over this screen here. It's it's Celebrity Island, and you'd be like, "Oh," and then that would distract you from what was going on, But rather than like, "Oh, look inside." I don't want to see inside my own bladder.
I mean, it was interesting enough, but like it just, if I was sitting there comfortably drinking tea and watching it on TV, I would have been like, this is really interesting. But
when it's your bladder,
I was in a lot of pain at the time, so I just couldn't really.
When my daughter had to have stitches in her chin, and one of the nurses held her phone with Ben and Holly. Like, remember Ben and Holly? Any Ben and Holly fans as a cartoon? They'd held that up for her. It did seem to relax her quite a bit. They also gave her, what is it? The gas and air.
Gas and air. I would have taken some gas and air
because I used a little gas and air.
Yeah, I think a little bit of gas and air would have taken my mind off it a bit. I mean, they put some like numbing gel like on my wiener and stuff, but he didn't leave it long enough for it to work. He just like, okay, I'm putting some gel on. Boom, the camera's in. I was like, Jesus. But like, luckily,
foreplay. Have you ever heard of it?
Luckily, it was quick, and he was in there for like a minute. He's like, yeah, it all looks fine. And then he's like, all right, pump the water. I'm coming out. And like, because he had like an assistant or whatever. And then the assistant's like, the water's pumping, and then boom, it was out. And after that, I just had to take a monster piss, and then ever since then, it's been just burning a little bit when I pee.
When they say pump the water, were they filling your bladder with water?
Yeah, they fill it up like not tons, like just a bit, like. And I think also it helps like keep things moving a bit, like when the camera's like going through the tubes and whatever.
So this
I think like a little bit of water comes out of the camera.
So the camera's getting a little underwater view, sort of.
Yeah, it's like Subnautica.
Jacques Cousteau or
it is. Yeah.
Steve
Zissou. Yeah.
James Cameron. We are here in Sips's bladder.
James Cameron would love to go.
It looks like the inside of your bladder looks like like the comically the outside of a brain. It's like all bumpy and weird looking and stuff. That's what the inside of your bladder looks like. It's all like bumpy and it's yellow as well.
It's like a coral, like an unidentified coral. Really.
Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Yeah,
but importantly, you're well.
Yeah, it was all clear. He said,
it's all normal looking.
So my issue seems to be that I don't have any issues with my prostate, which is relief, and there's no issues with my bladder. He thinks that the neck of my bladder has narrowed, and he said it just happens sometimes. And he said you can take some pills, but if you take some pills, it'll open things up, but your blood pressure will be affected. So if you stand up quickly, you'll pass out, and also you won't be able to come anymore. So I was like, you know what? I'll just deal with the weak flow.
Yeah,
I'd rather be able to get up really quick and come all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I want to be able to jump up and come everywhere.
Like you can still have an orgasm and stuff. Just nothing will come out. Apparently, it's a side effect of these pills. And he said if it got really bad where it was like obstructed and he had to do like surgery on it or whatever, he said you might never get a boner again and like stuff like that. But he said it's just narrowed a little bit. Like it's fine. I said, oh well, I'll put up with it then.
That sounds like they could use those things as male birth control pills if nothing comes out.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's I guess it would be pretty effective. Honestly, it's not really a bad thing because I've already got too many kids. I don't want any accidents. I don't want a fourth or a fifth or God, you know.
Jeez. Yeah,
definitely we've noticed this year the kids have been more. It's suddenly it was okay. You could still do stuff. You could still go away sometimes, and now there's too much. There's just too much.
Yeah. I mean, the baby is getting bigger, and it is like easing a little bit, but it's still early days, you know.
Yeah,
she sleeps pretty good though. She's walking. She wears shoes. She wears shoes. She puts her shoes on and stuff. Like she's getting there, but it'll be hard.
Quite a big age difference as well in your kids, actually. Surprisingly, 10 years?
Like my middle kid just turned 7, so there's like a 6-year difference between her and the baby, and then there's a 10-year difference between my son and the baby. So yeah, that's some fairly big gaps, but it's kind of nice because the baby will get to be a baby a lot longer, sort of thing, right? Because she'll be the youngest, and by the time as she's growing up, the other two will just be out at the disco.
They'll be off doing their own thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's there's pros and cons for sure, but
indeed,
it's nice. It's good.
I'd like to do a micro shout out, if I may.
Okay,
if this counts. I got this on Amazon when I was at TI. One of the makeup ladies showed it to me to clean my glasses. This is the Peeps Spectacles Cleaner, which I got. It has a brush that deploys from one end, and you take off your glasses and you carefully dust away.
Very nice.
The stuff. And then
I like that, yeah.
You take off like that, and it's got this clamp. And you clamp it onto your spectacles like so, and it cleans both sides at the same time. I've never had cleaner glasses, ladies and gentlemen.
Really?
Peeps.
You're not ever tempted to get laser eye surgery or anything?
We spoke about this in a previous episode.
I know, but
we spoke about it as in, okay, well, the outcome was the surface of my eyes is too thin.
Oh.
And the guy said, no, we can't. The best we could do is implant contact lenses under the surface of your eye. And he said, but we'd want to give you these new ones that are coming out that are reading glasses and regular lenses at the same time that implant. So I previously never had varifocals or bifocals or anything like that. And that's what I have now. These are reading glasses and far-sighted glasses all in one, and it takes a bit of getting used to.
It does.
But after a month,
do you have to like poise them on the end of your nose to look down through like the right? Oh no, okay.
No, so you see the way they're a couple of big old bins. This bottom part here is for reading, so I just have to sort of look down
like this.
I just have to sort of look down. But if I look like that, it sort of goes wrong. So I have to keep my head up. But when I'm going down the stairs, I have to comically look down like a robot, sort of, because I need to use the long side part.
Do you make the noise as well?
I do.
Nice.
Like that. So if I need to look at something beneath me, I have to really look over. And I have to like turn my head like this to look, because there's no peripheral vision to them because of the way the lenses are. So it's made me a bit more robotic and turny, but it is an improvement.
So I bought something old manny this week as well. I bought this pair of like compression arthritis gloves or whatever for hands, because I felt my hands were getting really cold when I was playing games, and I thought like this might help.
The fingertipless gamer glove.
I know.
He's become that person.
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks fucking really creepy.
I don't know why, but this happens.
What is it made of?
It's
Like
not like
latex or
it's not like
something?
I've got the heating turned off or anything. It's not like I'm living it. I'm not like some cheapskate or I'm freezing.
Well, like art galleries are pretty big though. They're kind of hard to heat, So
that art gallery is going to get cold in the winter.
Yeah, if it's not properly insulated, and they're quite open and airy, aren't they?
This is my art. I did this.
Yes.
You've put your own art on the wall.
Well, no one else will put it on the wall. Maybe my mum will if I send her one. But
do you have any giant pictures of yourself around the house as well? Like on the
No, I've got
walls?
those in the office. Okay. I've got a couple of giant pictures of myself at the office.
Nice.
But you got to put something on the walls, haven't you? I can't have empty walls or buy some like IKEA artwork. I've got to have something that means something.
Why don't you go to B&Q? They have like cheap pictures. You can get like a picture of Marilyn Monroe, or like they have like those pictures of like Kate Moss, but there's like some glitzy bling like on her I don't know, titties or whatever. Like they do those pictures, right? Like you can. But
would you want one of those? Like that's just like to have a picture.
Well, it looks like somebody's. It looks like a baboon is loose in Lewis's fat and threw shit all over the wall currently. So yeah, I think I would rather have.
Okay, but those aren't your only two choices. I'm just saying.
I know.
This is. They do look like someone's thrown shit at them, actually. But that's part of it, You see what you want to see.
Is that how you did it? Did you have to like put like a sponge in the paint and then throw like little sponges at it, or was it just like?
I don't want to give away my
the
secrets.
Yeah, paint that shit. Did you paint it the way that lady did in what was it called, the Big Lebowski, where she flies naked on a sort of zip line above the paint and goes like that with her brushes as she goes over the canvas? Is that how you did it?
Yeah, that's you got to put that kind of
that's the
story
art
behind it.
That's the art.
That's the art. So yeah, I was nearly late this morning, and I'm doing it from home. Of course, I should be in the studio, but
this is more intimate.
You got to stand at the desk at home.
Got to stand at desk at home.
Jesus.
Yep. And I had a washing machine delivered this morning. 3 men. I didn't know whether they would make it in time because they said they gave me a window between. They gave me a window between 9 and 1.
That was the surprise.
Oh, yeah, that's the.
And of course, they turn up at 12.
Yeah.
And rush around and just. I don't even know if they've properly set
what
it up.
make of washing machine?
It's kind of satisfying when they get in, though, right?
So
once they're in, they're just like. They go like the clappers,
They do because they want to get it over with, right? Yeah, they want to get it done. Yeah. The Russian spy house behind me is having work done on it because they want to rent it out. Hold on,
right.
We're gonna find out now.
Here we go. He's back.
It's a Logic. I have never heard of that brand.
Should have gone for a Bosch.
Should have gone for a Miele.
Why didn't buy it?
Miele's pretty good. A Bosch. You could have also gotten a Kenmore. I don't think they even make Kenmores.
Miele, baby.
Yeah, I think it's just the cheapest one my landlord could buy. He went to like currys.com or whatever the fuck you buy.
What's the cheapest washing machine you've got? Well, we've got this. Yeah, that one. The one that's the display model that someone's been resting their teacup on in the warehouse. That one. That'll do for the likes of him.
Yeah. So that's what I'm dealing with.
But, nice.
And also.
And it's a combination washer dryer, right? So you can you can dry your underpants as soon as you've washed them in the same machine.
Well, yeah, I think so. I'm going to have to figure it out. The problem is the old one just was slowly going wrong. Like it wouldn't open after cycles, and it was like not taking fabric softener. And it was just like gradually becoming just falling apart. And so obviously now I've just replaced it with another cheap one. Again, this is just what happens. But this morning I had a bit of fright because I was going through some of the washing, and I saw this like flicker, like a flitter in my cupboard, and I realized, I thought, "Fuck, is that like a moth?" And then I looked around.
Say that. Well, that's my trigger word.
There's like some moths in my cupboard on my clothes. And I'm like,
mothma.
Shit. So I went through the whole cupboard and pulled everything out. And I found like 4 or 5 little clothes moths in there.
Oh, dude, we've had a problem with moths for about 3 years now.
I don't know what to do.
I'll tell you what you got to do. You got to find out where the fuckers are nesting, and it's not just on your clothes. All right, you can get these moth traps and moth bombs that will kill them, but there'll be something in your house. We found out that it was over the winter. We've got a hammock, one of those deployable hammocks in the garden. It's like a metal frame, and you just hang the hammock material off it. It's really nice. We brought that in over winter, rolled it up, and it was there. And they are looking for somewhere where there are little crevices and cracks, preferably fabric, but organic material will do. And they'll nest in there, and they weave these little silken pouches, and they have all their babies, and their babies are in there. And occasionally they'll just hatch out, and you'll see fucking moths. You're like, where are they fucking coming from? Went through our cupboard. There was an old bag of flour at the back of the cupboard, and all along the crack there where it was folded over were moths and moth eggs and things like that. So you can have hunt around, because they will fucking get everywhere. Their pantry moths are the ones that are little flippy brown. They go like they're not like big graceful moths. They're like little flappy brown, very plain moths. They're pantry moths, I think they're called. And clothes moths are very similar. We see them all over the house. Not anymore, because we cleaned out. We found the nest. And the last nest we found, my youngest daughter found it. She was like, I reckon they're coming from that jar of potpourri that we'd had from last Christmas. Mrs. F had made a jar. She got a vase. She put a load of pine cones and stuff in it, put some scented things in there. And it was a nice Christmas potpourri. And now the potpourri. And the fuckers had invaded it. It was moth pourri. They were coming out of the woodwork. So I chucked it all away.
That's why you should never let nature into your house. You should never, like, if you're going to buy a potpourri, you should buy a store-bought one, because they're demothed. Yeah. If you're bringing pine cones in and stuff from outside,
exactly,
those things you don't know what's on them either. There might be some larvae on there or something, right?
Also, we tend to have the back door open in the summer. They come in, they find somewhere to settle down, and they make a nest, and then you got moths up your penis. I'll tell you what, you think a camera's bad, imagine a bunch of moths shooting up.
I could not imagine having a couple of moths in my penis after having that camera in there. You know what? You're not designed to have anything in there, honestly.
Indeed.
Like, you're only designed for some pee-pee to come out, and that's it. And also some other stuff to come out too, but nothing should really go in there. Like, it's sensitive and it burns. Like, when something's gone in there and it's not meant to be in there, it burns after. Like, it's like the lining it's all fucked up, you know?
Well, look, you'll get better. I can tell this has made you grumpy.
No, it's fine. Do you know what? Like, a couple of my pisses, like, since yesterday, because it was yesterday morning, there was burning. And you know what? Just before we started the podcast, I've been making sure that I'm keeping hydrated because I don't want to get an infection. Went for a pee, no burning. It's already past.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know how I do it. Like, my recovery times are just incredible. It's like I never even had it, you know? It's like only just over 24 hours, boom, no burning.
So I've just forgotten, but we are doing this live. I sort of forgot that we were for a second. But just to let people know, this is a thing. They can ask.
It's Pickaxe week.
Potentially, this could be Mailbag Live. Now, some people obviously don't love the mailbag, but
the majority
one person. Was it the one person where you read his email as well, where he was just like being?
No, I don't think I read his email.
Oh. There you go. Look, Lollip is in chat. Says Lamau, hi. Got that? That's not a question.
That's
Lollip,
not a question.
I'm just gonna do all the same stuff that I do when we normally do this. Okay?
Exactly.
Pretend like the cameras aren't on. I'm checking my phone. I'm going to read some stuff on the internet while you guys are talking. If you guys want to start talking about something or whatever.
I got a question. Yeah. See if anyone in chat knows what this could be. I logged off my computer last night. Oh, night before last, sorry.
And what do you mean logged off? Like
I turned it off.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I turned it off.
You didn't just sign out of it and leave it on, like
no, because I used to do that.
Another sesh tomorrow or whatever.
My mate was like, "You really shouldn't leave it on." I was like, "I thought it used hardly any power and it basically goes to sleep." He was like, "Oh, it's bad for the components and all the rest of it." I was like, "Fair enough." So I started turning it off every night.
I always thought that it was better for it to be on.
Like, that was what. No, I don't know if that's true, but that was what I was basing my opinion on. Was that the constant surging of electricity when you turn it on is what's bad for the components and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that it just sitting there with electricity buzzing around it continually, wearing and tearing it, the little electrons smashing into things all the time. That can't be good either. And it is using electricity all the time. And the fucking cost of energy these days, mate, has gone through the bloody roof.
Yeah,
so may as well
tell
turn
me
it off.
about. We're heading for one of the biggest economic slumps my young mind can even remember. Like
it's crazy, right?
The next 2 years is going to be pretty bad. So
turn that fucker off. So anyway, I turn it on the next morning, and it signed me out of everything, absolutely everything, every single website, everything. So something must have happened overnight with Windows or something where all the cookies have been removed. My browser history is the same. My homepage on Google where it has all the websites, all that's fine. So it hasn't it's not a profile thing. All my cookies were deleted, or something happened to Windows where they were like, we're going to have to wipe all the cookies. It's a whole security change or whatever. Something's happened. But I had to re-sign back into fucking everything. And I just wonder, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? Was this Windows? Was it me? Was it Bill?
Check
was it
PC
Bill?
for moths. Chat is suggesting.
Have a good look for moths.
They may have eaten the cookies. There's the cookie monster is a suggestion here.
Like every once in a while, stuff will sign you out, though, right? I think maybe if you turned your computer off, and maybe if a driver updated or something, maybe like a signature is different, and it's just like double checking to make sure that it's actually you and you're, because or maybe you picked up like a different like IP address, like or in a different range or something like that when you turned it back on, and that's enough. Because sometimes like sites will try to profile you based on certain things, right? So if one of those things has changed, it might think, hang on a second, this guy's signing in, but he's not signing in from the usual place or something like that,
Maybe. Yeah.
I think all of this stuff from watching a lot of crime, it's probably someone who did it. It's one of
like first-hand crime, or you've been watching. I'm a crime watcher.
I think you think it's.
I scour the streets looking for crime so I can watch it.
But the likelihood it's one of your kids was on your computer when you weren't there, and they were like, "Oh,
might have been Mrs. F."
Yeah.
Wait, do you let your family use your computer? No, I mean I would not either.
Well,
not that I have. I don't have anything to hide. I just
but you don't have a choice. They're going to be in there sneaking in when you're not looking.
They are not.
When you're away.
My kids are never on my computer. If I ever catch them on here,
they got their own stuff. They got their own. They got their bikes and a computer back there. They got all sorts of shit back there. They don't need to go on my computer. There's nothing on here that's of any interest to them. I don't want them accessing my 800 plus games Steam library without me knowing about it.
Exactly.
800 them's rookie numbers.
I know. Well, it's because I don't buy games. I just wait for people to give them to me. So it's low numbers, but honestly, the amount of money I've spent on games, not really that much.
10 years of Jingle Jam, though,
true.
That'll give you a lot of games. I got 2,793 games in my Steam library.
That's a lot of games.
It's a lot. Actually,
how do you check? How do you check how many you have? I'm going to check.
You just sort by. You just have all. Just have no filter on your Steam library.
Oh, I have 856 games, 12 soundtracks, 1 video, and 193 tools.
604.
I don't know what all those tools are for, but
604.
Yeah, 604. God. But I put a lot of hours into some of those.
But yeah, boys. Football Managers, each one has got like thousands of.
Currently cranking the current one. For any Football Manager fans, I took Leyton Orient up to League One. We got into the playoffs. We lost 6-1 on aggregate to Ipswich in the playoffs in the first round. Unfortunately,
that's disgraceful.
Yeah, but that's better than we expected.
we got a message in chat from Tan Blatchman. That's a bodega reference.
Oh, Tan Blatchman.
He says, "How was meeting that porn star at TI, Flax?"
Eva Elfie.
Flax. I've never seen that porn star before, Flax, which actually I was quite pleased about because it means
I didn't recognize her. I genuinely didn't recognize her. Like a hand to heart, I did not recognize her. Yeah. And I saw pictures on socials and stuff of various players with someone like, I was like, who's she? And someone was like, oh, that's Eva Elfie. I was like, oh, was she a streamer or something? They were like, no, she's a porn star. I was like, oh. So I thought,
what's she doing at TI?
Making content. Making content. Yeah, she was there with, God, who was she with? One of the fucking cryptos.
Like making like porn content at TI.
Yeah. It might have been 1xBet, actually, that she was there for. Some betting or crypto shit. All the usual nefarious suspects that loiter around esports events. So she was there filming content.
She was just filming a porn in
Not TI. A porn. She was doing interviews. She interviewed me. And she interviewed a bunch of other people. Anyone that she saw that was associated with the production, she'd be up and say, can I have an interview? And I was like, innocently, I was like, sure. And then she
And
was
to
like,
cock, I did not recognize her.
Man, well, okay, but what if she's interviewing you and you didn't realize that it was for a porn, and then so she's interviewing you and you're like, yeah, whatever, and stuff.
What? And then she's like, it's getting hot in here.
No, and then it cuts over to like the part where they're fucking, and there's a lookalike of you, stunt double. Fucking
Johnny
this girl.
Sins. They get Johnny Sins in.
Yeah, they could get somebody in. Some bald guy with glasses.
Johnny Sins.
Just never show like a real close up of his face, and then they've made a porn off the back of that interview with you.
I'd love that. That'd be the ultimate fantasy.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm here to. I hear you ordered a new washing machine.
Right.
You think your wife would be angry if that happened to you though? Like, because like,
not my fault, is it?
Well, no, it's not. But it's still kind of like, you know, maybe your reputation would be like impacted a little bit or something.
I have a fucking reputation, dude. What the fuck? Nothing's being impacted. What's being impacted? If anything, it'd be good. Hold on. Hello. What's up? Is that a cup of tea? Bless you, woman. Oh,
this is the stuff that gets cut from the podcast.
It doesn't normally, though, does it?
Not?
Yeah.
Oh, the doorbell ring. I don't know. I don't listen back to them.
None of us. I was worried that again the washing machine.
Is there lots of long silences while
late.
Flax answers his door and stuff generally on the podcast? Or
a cup of tea. That's J for Jingle Jam. J for Jingle Jam.
Sometimes we just pop to the loo in the middle or something and have a little. We can't do that now.
You can. Well, who cares? We're here for like an hour and a half, dude. Something like that. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Man, we're here for an hour and a half. I'm gonna have to go pee at some point because I can feel one coming on. Like,
go pee whenever.
Okay, I will. Yeah. I will. I don't need to yet. I'll hold it for a bit. I like to build up a big piss, you know, like because
I don't like to go off too often.
Down there.
Yeah.
Also, if I go too soon, it's really weak. It's
but I also, dude, I think it's not healthy. You got to hold it in a bit. You got to hold it in a bit.
A monster piss.
Yeah, no, because to go too often, you weaken your bladder's ability to hold on. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like training. So you gotta hold on a bit. You should need to go. You shouldn't just go every fucking 10 minutes.
I need to go, but I don't need to.
Shoulder, Jesus.
I'm just gonna eat this banana.
I must have slept funny. My shoulder's fucking killing me. We're old, my God!
What is happening to us? This is like...
We're talking about dick cameras, how we're peeing. We're talking about how often we need to go.
Cold
my fucking
hands,
shoulder's ruined. Anyone got a tip? My shoulder's killing me. It's like right inside. I must have slept funny. It's
we need like a
you need a masseuse. You need to go and have your knots taken out. It's from sitting in a chair too much all day. You gotta go lift some weights.
I want to eat that.
You know what? You wouldn't get that if you had muscles in your shoulders and your arms. It was all tightened up, you know?
I got muscles in my shoulders, baby. I can fucking lift some shit.
Can you? I couldn't turn the cold water tap in my flat to turn it off. I think it's seized.
What?
Let's just put a
get some WD-40 on it, John. Get some WD-40 on that.
It's old pipes, though. It's like what's this one of those old copper? This place is. I really ought to get my own place at some point.
You've been saying that as long as I've known you, bud.
I know. I'm just too. I don't need much. I'm just in like little flat. I don't want a bigger house or even a house. It would just be me in there. This is fine. Like,
yeah,
I've got me and my moths.
I mean, you've really personalized it. It's just
and your art.
Me.
You got all your art to. Maybe you should start doing some different kind of art to keep you company. You know, like you could become an anime artist.
Don't do that.
You could draw your girls. You could draw your French
girls.
Draw
your waifus. Draw your
start doing
waifus.
fan art.
Welcome. This is my humble abode. These are my many waifus. Don't touch.
I think all the artists we've got at Yogs are like pervs as well. Because Nina drew that like fan art of Simon as Simon's sexy cats for Christmas, and that's her favorite Jingle Jam moment apparently. And it was
all
like
artists are perverts. All artists are perverts.
It's like a semi-furry thing. I think Nina would be like happy.
How do you explain this one? I'm not an artist, and I'm a big pervert. So,
but you don't have to be. You don't have to be an artist to be a pervert. But if you're an artist, you are a pervert.
Harry would be happy doing like cursed art like daily. You know, if he was into it. You know, like or not. He would just be like, yeah, sure, I'll knock together some pervy stuff. He's someone in chat said like, did Simon mentioned like that we recruited Harry when we were 15. I just want to put it out there that we didn't hire a 15-year-old, or at least I didn't know about it.
Okay, we knew about him, like because he did some channel art for us way back in the day.
Harry was originally a Sips fan, for sure, and did some like channel backgrounds. This must be 12 years ago now.
2011.
And then eventually we
when he was like old enough
when he finished school or whatever, I don't know, or college, I don't know what he did. He did a thing. We didn't, but and with Sarah it's similar. She's not 15 years old. Sarah Yogtok, she's like in her 20s. It's fine. She's
she looks young though.
We're not hiring children. It looks like it.
Yeah.
Man, I did that thing where when you're sitting in your chair.
This does not sound good, does it? It sounds like I'm backtracking.
You can talk about children. There's no problem with that. I mean, we own 5 between us, so children are something we're familiar with.
Yeah, but you don't put them to work, do you?
I fucking wish I could, son. Believe me, my 13-year-old.
I do put mine to work.
They do shit around the house.
Clean this lounge. I come in from a long day of work, and I take one look at the lounge, and I say, "You kids better clean this lounge.
You better clean this shit up." My kids do the dishwasher every day. Every day they have to unload the dishwasher.
I gotta get mine on that as well. Actually, that'd be good.
Well,
the dishwasher and what else? They clean their rooms. I gotta get them on some outdoor tasks as well.
I think the dishwasher's quick.
We do that. They do. We do make them do that.
We can get the dishwasher done in like less than a minute. I don't consider
less than a minute. Yeah, but you're alone, mate. We're talking a dishwasher for 4. You're doing a dishwasher for 1, right? So 4 people fills up.
You're not doing a dishwasher for 1, are you?
I could unload the dishwasher right now.
Okay, but like with what? Like 1 plate, like a 1 fork, 1. Like, do you run it or do you let it like build up a bit? It's like, don't the plates and stuff get stinky if you're letting a big load accumulate? Because like we have a meal and it has to go on. Like it's fucking rammed.
It's like so.
You could use the rinse if it's not like half full. But
I guess
Yeah, I mean, the problem we've got is when you've got young kids, they will use a cup. They will drink water from a cup and put it on the side, and then when they want another drink of water, they'll take a different cup. So you just end up with fucking 100. We've
got some bottles for them to use. They have to take bottles to school with them, and then they just keep drinking from that when they get home.
Yeah, same.
Because otherwise, the cups it would just be too much.
Just fucking you're inundated. It's like an ocean of cups.
Cups all over the damn place.
Can't move.
No.
How about a WhatsApp message?
Big load accumulating was the thing that chat was excited. Can't let a big load accumulate.
Yeah.
In the build up, you got to
get that.
Let it
release
out,
the load.
You got to turn that release valve occasionally and just hope for the best. My 27-year-old fiance still does the cup thing.
Pardon me.
Yeah. All right, so here's the question, Astro570, which is the question is, my 27-year-old fiance still does the cup thing. She's just moved on to wine glasses. Here's my question. Does she have to do the washing up or the dishes at all? Or is this something that you do? Because if not, you should just do the most passive-aggressive thing possible. Just wash your stuff and then be like, well, that's your stuff. You wash your stuff, I'll wash my stuff. If you want to be a dick about it, you can just fucking suck it up, wash the cups and glasses, job done. It's really up to you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do the passive-aggressive thing. It's dog shit thing to do.
Is it supposed to be us asking him the questions, or
no? We answer questions. We don't ask questions. You
just did though.
We're problem solvers, not problem creators.
Indeed. Although some of our answers may create other problems, we don't intend.
That's not our problem.
What did you guys think of the midterm election results in America? You want to talk about that?
Couldn't give a fuck.
I do. I think it's fascinating the amount of media presence the American elections have over here.
I hadn't heard about this red wave, but apparently no red wave came or something. I don't know what the heck is going on.
They thought it was going to be like Trump will win us all these elections.
You've spent a lot of time on your phone.
How did people figure that? He's not popular. Like, why did they think that he was going to do well
because the media presents it like
he doesn't rally every week to the same 5 people. Like it's like he's basically like has his own Reddit. Like that he just gets on a soapbox and shouts at or whatever, and it's the same people turning up every time. But so he thinks that he's popular because he does these things and they're jam packed or whatever.
He did an interview where he said if everything works, they will say it wasn't because of me, and if everything goes wrong, they'll say it was my fault and something like that. Like he thinks the opposite is true. He thinks if the Republicans do well, it's because of him, and if they do poorly, it's because they didn't do enough.
And now they're blaming young people because they're saying that young people aren't voting Republican, and that's a problem.
But historically, they haven't. Like that's what gets me. Historically, the voting scale has pretty much always been the same. It always will be. More younger people tend to be more liberal, and as people get older, they tend to become more conservative. But the thing is, what is conservative when you're 60 may not have been conservative when you were 18. You might not have changed much. Society has kind of changed behind you, if you like, as you're progressing through life. If you consider what a conservative in the 1950s looked like compared to a conservative now, I'm not talking a Trumpist supporter. I'm talking about just your regular conservative. You might say that that's changed a huge amount. It
has, yeah.
So
do you reckon Trump's? I think that the abortion thing has alienated a lot of people. But do you reckon because Trump's a big baby, right? He thinks that if people have more babies, they'll be like him and vote Republican. Is that
right?
They'll be more family oriented if they have a family.
So the push amongst the super Trump guys is I don't want to talk about politics too much, but have you heard about like the Great Replacement theory, which is a lot of right-wing nutters push this idea that white people are being bred out of existence in their countries, and so we need more white people to have babies. So that's a big sort of push for a lot of the ultra far right in America, and not so much in Britain, but I'm sure it's a factor.
Well, man, I've done my part in that crusade because fuck me, I have too many
you
white
want
babies.
White kids? I got you white kids.
I got fucking 1 million white kids in my house right now, you sons of bitches. So you better be happy.
I saw a thing this week that was like, it's certainly in England or in the UK. The great funny thing about immigration is that they didn't come here first. We went to their country, took it over, and they made them a British subject. And then they were like, "Oh, I could go anywhere in the Commonwealth now." And obviously, that was something
I don't know if you can
was
really
great.
do that, though. I think in theory, people like to think that if you're part of the Commonwealth, you can. But like when I moved over here, I moved over from a Commonwealth country to the UK, and it was tough. Like if we weren't getting married, there's no way I would be able to come over here. Like it's just. You know what I mean? Like, and Canada's a Western country, rich country. Like it, and it was difficult without having like. Yeah, I was educated, everything, and it would have been really hard for me to come over here, even though.
Wait, but you're talking about to Jersey, right?
Well, or to the UK. Like you have to basically to get to Jersey in the first place, you have to immigrate through the UK. So you have to go through like the British consulate and everything, and then come over and then take the extra step to go to Jersey sort of thing, right? Because it's all linked together. That's separate but linked. But yeah, you have to do it. And but if I wasn't coming over to specifically get married, they would have just said, no, you can't come over.
Interesting.
Even though I would have been, I could have gone up to bat for the team big time. Yeah, I was educated. I was ready to go. I was ready to get my hands dirty, And they would have said no.
Talking about politics as well. Obviously, you mentioned that there's like a cost of living crisis. Okay.
Yeah.
This is obviously
not
terrible.
Affected by this, so I can't imagine that it exists.
No, I read this week that it is obviously going to put 350 million people into food insecurity, which is their new way of saying people are starved to death.
That's unbelievable.
Right? It's terrible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just such a bullshit way of saying. But on the bright side,
Here we go.
This is kind of like a carbon tax, right? For the climate. Look, I'm not one of these climate crazy people who's going to jump over a gantry of the M25 and block up the.
But you want people to be poor and die, so they pollute the planet
like
less.
One,
is that where you're going?
No, I'm just saying that, like,
if there were less people, there wouldn't be as much pollution. That's all I'm saying. So what? No, hold on. My theory is right. The more people starve to death, the better it is for the rest of us left behind.
That's obviously not where I was going.
I think
starving to death part
it's
is
a
not
really
part
like
of it.
conservative thing to say that like the world has its own way of evening out or whatever, right?
Well, that's the
natural selection
Gaia
and
theory,
stuff like
isn't
that.
it? The Gaia theory where the Earth is a living thing.
I'm setting up this by saying, obviously, we need to do something to help people. And it's such a nasty way, like food insecurity is such a nasty way of saying people are going to starve to death. You know, it's kind of like hiding the problem. It's like, food insecurity doesn't sound like that much of a problem.
It's like collateral damage, right?
It obviously is a huge, huge problem. My thing is that a lot of people who were before probably fairly wasteful in the middle class are now delaying putting their central heating on. They're using less energy. They're being much more conscious about the environment because of money, right?
Hey, do you guys have do you guys have like different tariffs like for your energy and stuff where you guys are? Flax, do you have times of the day where like electricity costs more than others and stuff?
I guess what I'm no, I don't.
We do.
That's really interesting. I guess what I'm trying to say is that is this cost of living crisis going to be good for the environment? Is that like a side effect of things? You know, not obviously because people are dying, but because of starvation, if that's even a thing that's going to happen. Is this because I like Freakonomics? I like listening. Everyone in chat is just saying no, it's not good for the environment. Well, this is the thing. What happened with
what
COVID
do they know?
was.
Well, they know they're sitting at home watching Twitch.
That's true, chat. You don't know.
Even worse, most
know.
of them aren't at home. They're
not
hiding
even doing
away
their
like
jobs.
A squirrel in a bathroom at an office.
Not even doing their jobs, lads. A bunch of either unemployed people, students, or layabout workers watching this, and apparently they know what they're doing.
Thing is, like this has happened time and time again, right? COVID. You know, there was the big sort of idea that the climate was better because people weren't going out, and in the financial crisis as well.
There weren't as many flights as well.
In the financial crisis, there was this huge shutdown of lots of stuff, which was obviously terrible, but it did help the climate. Okay, but then afterwards they did all this.
Though? Did it cool? Well, did the
I don't think
cool down?
What happened was though the stimulus that they put out after the financial crisis undid all of the good inverted commas good that came out of the and I think it's a similar thing this year, and I just wonder, like, I don't know, because I'm fascinated by these like ideas that you think you know what, or think it sounds like something would be good for the environment, right? If everyone was using less electricity, they were wearing more jumpers, they were saving money, they were like, not wasting as much. That sounds good, but in reality, does that actually lead to more pollution because food is like being made cheaper, or people are doing like what actually happens? Like,
it's very
I need Simon Clark
isn't it?
to like look into this, because it often isn't the answer you think it's going to be. It's not. People struggling is not necessarily going to help anything. It might lead to slower uptake of, environmental, like, power supplies and sources and stuff. People might start going back to burning like wood again and like more coal again, to stay warm. How much
Where
of
the
that
hell
is
are they going to
like,
get coal to burn?
The ground.
You have
just dig it out of the ground.
They'd have to
start digging coal
now,
again.
right? They're not excavating it.
They still do.
I'm not suggesting the people who are going into food insecurity. I'm chat.
I thought they closed all the mines.
Watching chat.
Yeah. We still use coal. Just don't read chat.
I don't know anything, chat. No. As you know, this is not the podcast for informed discussion.
Right,
it's the
but you haven't. Hold on. You haven't
having weird theories about stuff.
Yeah, but that's
asking
it.
you.
You're not saying this is true. You're asking questions. I think that's fine. I think if you can't ask questions and say, what is the deal with that? And this is all very complicated.
All I'm saying
no, you're wrong.
Can't we see something good out of the cost of living crisis? Because it's all very negative, right, at the moment. I'm just saying, is there a bright side? Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to make a clickbait conspiracy theory that somehow this is going to turn out well.
Thing as a stupid question. That's bullshit. There's
It's
a lot of
just-
stupid questions.
there are.
Like really dumb fucking questions, right? Like whoever came up with that quote has not spent a single minute in Twitch chat, I would wager. Right? There's no way.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of dumb fucking questions.
Here's another story I was reading just today. I was watching a video. Which country do you think is the cocaine capital of Europe?
It's gotta be like Belarus or like Romania or somewhere like that.
Lewis,
Somewhere.
no looking at Twitch chat, either of you.
I think for some reason I think it's like
The Czech Republic.
Italy or something, or Spain.
Nah.
It is Belgium.
Oh shit! I was close. I was
Belgium
close.
is the cocaine capital of the
Cocaine
world.
capital.
Yeah,
Wow.
awful lot of
Chocolate.
cocaine goes in there.
And
there are a few
what else do they have in
reasons.
Belgium?
Few reasons. All these Balkan gangs went to Belgium and have set up these drug empires out of there. You ship it over from South America, right? Belgium has a lot of shipping container yards, a lot of ports and stuff. It comes into Belgium and disseminates through Europe from there.
I played the campaign of Modern Warfare 2.
Here we go.
Right.
And
did you do a big cocaine bust in
the second
port
mission,
of Belgium?
Okay, so the plot of Modern Warfare 2, not really a spoiler.
Spoil it! Okay.
Who cares? Is that an Iranian general has teamed up with Russian arms dealers and Mexican drug cartels, or possibly Colombian.
It's like Sesame Street.
Why do
but
they
bad
bother
guys.
with this shit? Like they get a 10-year-old to write this stuff,
And they go to
and they
Amsterdam.
put it into a game. It's so
And
dumb.
they set up
for a weekend.
this, like, they smuggle this missile through Amsterdam.
We're taking the missile to Amsterdam.
It's like
Why are you taking it to Amsterdam? There's nothing in Amsterdam. We'll take to Amsterdam.
And it's
blow it up.
No, they're not blowing Amsterdam up. They're using it because it's got such an open port or something, and so all the drugs come in there.
Right.
And now I thought this was all bollocks, but now you're telling me Belgium next door is the cocaine capital.
Yeah,
right.
the Netherlands is number 2. So
It suddenly makes Modern
They got
Warfare
big
sound
ports in the
believable.
Netherlands. Is it Rotterdam? Is like one of the biggest has one of the biggest ports.
I think so.
Busiest ports in the world.
So
or whatever.
because
Naples
the port is so
also-
efficient and and you can ship so many containers in, they can't scan every single one and go through every single one.
Some of them just get through.
Yeah, they're flying through. So even if one in 10 gets
looks
through.
like we missed that container jam-packed full of cocaine again.
Exactly. But it's so cheap to produce. I mean, how much do you think the farmers that are making the coca into cocaina down in South America are getting paid? They ain't getting paid a lot. You talk about the cost of living crisis. They can barely afford to heat their burritos, let alone fucking find a better way of life. It's miserable down there. And all this comes
They can't even heat up their burritos.
They can't heat a burrito. They got cold burrito. Burrito Frito they've got over there.
Frito.
I don't even think Frito is cold in Spanish. I'm sorry. It might be
I
Frijo.
think it's actually.
I think it's Frijo, isn't it?
It's actually Colderino, I think.
Colderino.
That is right. Got it.
So anyway, the production costs are very low. Your biggest cost is loss of shipment. If you ship a bunch over, if one of them gets through, you make money.
Come on. Yeah.
Do they do all their eggs in one
did
basket?
The submarine as well. Did you guys see the cocaine submarine?
Yeah.
They bought an old
smuggling
USSR submarine and just filled it with cocaine, and then
the submarina cocaina. They call it.
submarine. Yeah, and then it surfaced probably off the coast of Belgium. Honestly,
Couldn't they just? Well, I don't think it's going all the way across the Atlantic. Is it?
We did. Yeah, that was the idea
Jesus.
was to send it across the Atlantic. Yeah.
Some
think there was a
shoddy, like,
documentary on it.
half-made sub.
Wow.
No, they
Yeah.
can't.
I know they do it from South America up to Miami, and they got the cocaine there. But I don't know if they did it. Here's the thing: couldn't you just put a load of cocaine in a torpedo and shoot it out, and when it surfaces, there you go. You don't even need
does
to go
sound
close
like
to shore.
a drug
Man,
dealer's
I hope that I
idea.
fucking hope that torpedo makes land somehow and then just explodes in the middle of my big New Year's Eve party that I'm planning on hosting this year. Can you imagine that?
Right on the southern coast of Florida.
Yeah,
it's
just
raining
everybody's
cocaine.
just ready to ring in the new year. Holy shit! The torpedo explodes. Cocaine for everybody. Just like sniffing the air. Oh shit!
That'd be something.
Yeah, it'd be pretty incredible.
They're always
I gotta
looking
pee.
for
I'll be right back.
creative new
All right,
ways.
bud.
All right, you do that to
It's in his tracksuit.
transfer drugs.
What trousers you got on today?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Jeans?
It's just you and me, buddy. What color jeans? Cock a leg up and let us see.
I don't know if I can reach the. I'm not that flexible anymore.
Okay.
Can you see?
No. There.
You see this?
Black jeans. They look like quite tight jeans.
No, they're like oh god, wow. Hang on, can I tilt this down?
Yeah.
Look
at that shot, ladies.
There we go. Oh, look
there
at this.
It is.
It's a very skinny looking leg.
Yeah, skinny leg. That is a skinny leg. All right, I didn't mean to hurt you there. Sorry.
I've got jeans on, normal jeans. I just
Nice.
normal clothes.
Nice,
I look normal.
nice.
I've got
That's
normal
good.
clothes on.
Can you see why I thought you had a poncho on? The brown sort of not piping, but the brown part of the pattern. When you sit back like that, it looks like the edge of
Oh,
a
it looks
poncho.
like it's right.
Look here on the sleeves. It looks like you've got a poncho covering this part of you, and then you've got black and white sleeves underneath it.
Well, this was just one of my jumpers that didn't have any moths on it. So
no, moth free and proud.
As far as I know, although I have been like all the podcasts, I've been like feeling itchy, almost like I am covered in moths. It's
horrible. Once you, I mean, we were seeing them 10 or 20 a night, and we were like killing them. And Mrs. F, by the end, at first she was like, "I can't stand killing these poor little things." I was like, "I know, I feel awful." Because they're like, do, and I'm just like, "Yeah, gotcha." And the cat was pouncing on them. We were like, "Get her, puss! Get that moth." But eventually we just like got him. It was like, yeah. So eventually you grow to despise your enemy. Is what the message I would take from it. Is sad. But once we wiped out their base, that was it. GG. No more moths. But they'll be back, and we're going to be ready. Don't you worry, Lewis.
I heard mothballs were really bad for you. They're like
I know you don't need them
anymore. They're
That's
like
the
illegal.
Thing. No,
they're like toxic.
Well, we got these these are the kind of shit that they sell that people believe. Fucking Mrs. F bought into this bollocks, right? Where you get this disc of some fucking wood, pine wood or some fucking wood.
Oh, like cedar wood.
Yeah, it's meant to keep the moths away
or some shit.
A load of fucking bollocks, mate. You know what worked? That worked. And the sticky triangles. You get a cardboard triangle, you hang it, and they get stuck in there. They're like, that worked. And destroying their home base worked. No fucking cedar wood. Load of bollocks. You can't potpourri them out of existence.
That's how they got there in the first place.
Exactly. You got to get in there and fucking crush them.
Yeah.
God, I need to calm
I don't
down.
think we need to.
Moths are gone. The war is over. I've got PTSD.
I'm not concerned about moths. Well, I am, but I'm not concerned about saving them. Do you know what I mean?
No,
I think there's on the list of things that I care about. You know, if a bee was
you worry about the bees?
all sad in front of me, I'd be like, oh, fucking bee. I'd pick it up and give it some, squeeze a little tiny drip of honey on there, and it's like,
blood.
Fuck,
They
more
want
honey
blood.
than I've ever seen in my life.
You got to give them blood. You got to prick your finger and give them a tiny bit of blood. That makes them strong. That's my experience.
For a
That's
bee.
why. Yeah, we got vampire bees all over Twickenham. I've been starting a whole
Is
thing.
this true?
100%.
I believe you already. That's weird. So what, you prick your finger, give it a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
And then this is how we end up
get
with
a taste for it.
Global apocalypse. Yeah. This is.
But it's the bees' turn for revenge. What goes around comes around. We've been fucking the bees over for too long, stealing their honey, killing them, pesticides, swatting them. I know people that go like, killed a bee. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? That's a bee, you fucking idiot. You may as well kill yourself. Because if the bees run out, we're next.
Yeah. That's good. I think that's a good thing to say to him as well. How do you feel about bees, Sips?
I kind of like them, actually. I like bees. Like, what kind of bees are we talking about? Just normal
honeybees, bumblebees.
Bumblebee, big one.
I like them a lot. Yeah.
Bees in general, fantastic. Love them. Big fan.
Yep. Yeah, me too.
If you watch, there's a YouTube video of slow motion of bees coming and going from their hive. They are really uncoordinated. They're just like bumping into each other, banging into things. They could barely coordinate at all. It's quite funny.
We get a lot of bees in our garden in the summer. It's nice.
Yeah, we got some lavender sometimes. They just chill.
They're just pollinating.
They just get on.
They're helping out. It's good.
Cracking on living their bee lives.
That's this week's shout out.
Shout out to bees. Can we get a shout out to bees, chat? Shout out to bees.
Big up to bees as well, I think. You did a mini shout out. So we've done a mini shout out already. A big shout out and a big ups.
Who was the big up? Did we big up bees and shout out bees?
I think we did, yeah. I think they deserve it, honestly.
Can we get all bee emotes in chat, please? If you have a bee emote, now's the time to use it. Get the bee emotes going. Bees.
Yeah.
Bees.
It's nice doing this live. What do you guys think? Like
I think it's great. The only problem is it's going to land us in trouble at some point.
We were even live a couple of times, honestly. Like
why is it going to land us in trouble? Because we can't edit out all of our controversial takes.
All the cut that Sams will have to be. They'll be out there now.
No, how much actually gets cut though? We don't really say anything that bad.
60 to 70%
stuff we cut out is like if Lewis just gets really racist sometimes.
60 to 70% of the podcast is Lewis's racist rants, and we have to cut all of that. It's pretty bad.
I've tried to keep it to a low level today.
Yeah.
You know, I started rewatching the other day. I think we're almost done season 1. Father Ted. I haven't watched it in a
what
long
a show.
time.
What
man,
a show.
It's so funny. Jesus Christ, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Got some great bits in it, old Father Ted.
It's great. It's great.
Does someone in chat just asked if we've seen the new season of The Crown yet, Sips?
I started watching a little bit of it.
I feel like with The Crown,
I'm not sure about McNulty as Charles. Well, Prince Charles. I know he's not Prince anymore, but
King.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. Like, I think I watched all 4 seasons like back to back, and I think I'm like a bit crowned out now. You know?
Yeah, it is really good, but it's one of those stupid things where like I kind of don't want to watch it, and
I think this season, especially the 5th season, is a bit more controversial because I think they're a little bit more making things up now. You know what I mean? They've been criticized for not being.
Well, I guess it's because it's more recent,
even trying to be accurate anymore.
We've got better info about what happened, and I think probably the people back in the day, it's so long ago that people are like, it probably was the same amount made up before, but
the woman who plays Diana in the 5th season has nailed it though. She's really good. Really
feels like they nailed it every time with the casting and stuff. It's just
I don't know about the Prince Philip. I like the actor. I've seen him in lots of other stuff. I think he's great. I just don't know if him being cast as Philip of that age was the best one. He seems all right. I don't know. I've only watched like half of the first episode. Like it's The Crown so far. It doesn't feel like any worse or whatever. I think I'm just like not ready to get stuck into it right now, you know. I'll come back around to it, I'm sure, but Olivia Colman took a little while to grow on me, but she turned out great. She's fantastic actually.
She's a great actor. One of my favorites.
The first cast change I didn't find too jarring actually. I thought it was pretty good.
If you watch Peep Show, I think she was on some early series of that. She was on a bunch of.
Yeah, she was.
You watch a lot of early stuff.
Peep
yeah,
Show.
But you watch a lot of early British comedy, like sort of late 90s, early 2000s. She was Olivia Colman. You'd see her pop up on all kinds of things.
Yeah,
and now she's like this big deal actor, which is great because she fucking deserved it.
She's like multi-BAFTA winning.
She won an Oscar. Right? She won an Oscar, right?
She actually won an Oscar too.
I think it was for The Favourite. The Favourite is an incredible film. She was so fucking good in that. Olivia Colman's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, big fan.
I think she used to work as like a cleaning lady or something.
Probably.
I think like when she was getting started, she wasn't really like very popular.
Do you want to maybe share the big ups? Like you want to big her up and maybe just like shout out to the bees and big up to Olivia Colman? Or?
I don't think a shout out for an Oscar winner is really necessary. She's already achieved everything.
She's had a lot. Like, the Oscars have shouted her out. Yeah.
Does she need it? I mean, bees.
No, she doesn't need it, but I think it's nice. I mean, if she's listening right now, she'd appreciate it.
Okay,
sure
big up to Olivia Colman. I am a massive fan of yours.
Yeah, I think big up for
there you go.
Deserved.
All right.
Well, there you go.
Just a big up then.
How long we got? Oh, God,
have you guys been gaming recently? I've been gaming. As usual, lots of gaming. I'm playing, regrettably, Overwatch 2.
I saw you were.
You told me you were out.
I was. Mentally, I am. I think that's how I keep playing. Like, I just don't even care anymore. I log in. I'm just like, I'm not even having fun. But just can't stop playing. I think if something else came out that could catch my interest, I'd be gone in a flash. But for now, I'm kind of in the trenches,
I played a bit of Cyberpunk 2077 and a bit of the campaign of Modern Warfare 2, which both neither of them particularly grabbed me. But I was really sick last couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, you've been ill for a while.
It's taken me a couple of weeks to recover.
Did you get?
I don't know. I keep saying that this. I think it might. I'm worried I have like some long COVID because every month I get like 2 or 3 days of like fever and fatigue, and I didn't believe that long COVID was a thing until I started getting it. Mm-hmm. As is the way of humans. But I might
if you get fever symptoms, you could have an infection in your prostate, or you could also have an infection in your bladder.
My pee stream is fine, and my balls are.
I'm an expert on this whole area.
My loads are not building up.
The male anatomy now.
In the dishwasher. They're in full flow. I'm getting up. I'm not dizzy, and I'm coming everywhere.
Nice.
So I'm fine.
As evidenced by the paintings behind you on the wall.
Yes, and also I've made a note of that. I want camera, so I can't pretend that I've actually made a note. But I've made a note of that porn star Flax for later.
What
was her name again?
Eva
Elfie.
Write that down.
When she interviewed me, she started off. She was like, "How are you enjoying the event?"
What country is she from?
She's Russian, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So she said to me, "How are you enjoying the event?" I was like, "Really good." She said, "Okay, question for you. Who do you think is the hottest Dota hero?" And I was like, Queen of Pain, easy answer. And I was like, now the questions will start being about Dota. Do you prefer arses or boobies? And I was like, okay. Dota or sex? And I was like, well, right. Dota, obviously. I mean, it's guaranteed at least an hour of entertainment with Dota. Yeah. Come on. So, it was all saucy questions rather than just regular Dota questions.
I think she might have been coming on to you,
No, because she asked everybody the same questions, and she was interviewing a lot of very young guys there who were much better looking than me. She called her interviews with hot Dota players, was what she called it. I was not on that set of interviews. I don't think mine even made the cut.
Interviews with other Dota players.
Yeah, so I don't think mine's even going to make the cut. Yeah.
Do you reckon that
you should have said Bristleback instead of Queen of Pain? Because she wouldn't have even known either way, right? She doesn't know what a Dota hero is. She probably doesn't even know what Dota is.
She doesn't do porn 24/7. She's got time to play Watch 2 and stuff.
She probably plays a shit ton of Dota, right? Let's be real here.
She's probably like higher ranked than we are.
Probably out there being toxic in pubs as we speak.
It wouldn't be very hard. I was Herald last time. I stuck in Herald forever. I think last time I played Dota, it was tough. Wait, no. Did I get up to the brown one? Was it Guardian? Is it Guardian the next one up?
I think it goes Herald, Guardian, Crusader, Archon, Legend, Ancient, Divine, Immortal, I believe.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I was also feeling great. So I played a bit of Anno, which is my return to game when I just want to turn off my brain and not think about anything. Sometimes I use Factorio Satisfactory for the same sort of. It's almost like a chore. It's like doing the dishwasher. Taking all the plates out, putting them in the right spaces,
or taking one plate and one cup out and putting it in the
one single
tiny
cup.
Cupboard.
I'm wasteful on. I've got plenty of space. So I can just use multiple cups and glasses myself. I'm not a
get this guy, huh?
Yeah, I want to make sure I've got space in that dishwasher. So
why not?
I want to make sure it gets good use out of the. So yeah, sorry. No, I don't know. I like to play these, which they're basically jobs. These games, when you really get into them. But that's Dota, the same thing with
Dota is a full-time job if you get into it. I think.
Yeah, like any game that's addictive becomes this kind of
all-encompassing
tedium.
Problem. Yeah,
and you don't see it necessarily. You don't. You just. It's always it's like a habit. You just automatically load up the game that you're playing that you're not enjoying.
You think that's how they feel in Belgium when they're all addicted to cocaine all the time?
Well, maybe. I think generally a lot of people do only play one game, and if you tell them, if you ask them, do you love that game? They say, and so I think that I've tried to fight that with Jingle Jam and tiny teams and like these things where I try and force myself to play some.
You know where this all heads, right? This whole conversation heads. The new WoW expansion comes out on the 28th of November. Guess who's going to be playing it? It's going to be Lewis.
Well, I'm actually going to be at a castle. I'm doing
He's
a brand
going to
deal.
A castle.
They're paying me to play it in a castle.
You're going to pay him
on the
to
29th.
play it. You're going to play it anyway, though. You're looking forward to it, aren't you?
I always return to the world of Warcraft because I spent 10 years in there and met all of you guys there. And this is
one does like to return to the world of Warcraft. It's such a sobering experience to return to one's origins, of course. And yes, where I met so many compadres, compatriots, friends, comrades, colleagues, and co-workers there in the world of Warcraft, as I like to call it. Sip's own semen from massive goblet.
He's got his come time glass swirling around.
No, it's got a lot of fond memories, a lot of pathways in my brain, a lot of like serotonin, or I don't know, fucking whatever the chemicals are that feels cozy, even though I know it's shit.
It's dopamine.
In a way.
It's endorphins, right? It unleashes your part of dolphins inside your brain.
It feels like a good idea to return, and I definitely get hooked in it for a week or two, and then I realise that it's the same old shit. I think, again, my mantra is I refuse to do a daily quest. Like, I refuse to do the same thing again. Like, even in Dota, I try and play different heroes every game.
You're like the guy that goes to the restaurant and has to order something different every time he goes as well, right? You can't be the...
So annoying.
You can't be the, you know what, I like pizza and I like pizza from here. I'm just going to order pizza. You have to be like, I'm gonna
try the prawn salad this week.
Oh, mine's really good. Can I try some of yours?
I have to force myself to do that, though, to try something new. It's hard.
Here, try some of this. Can I try some of yours? I'm starving.
It is easy. The easy option is just do what you know. And...
But I don't think that many of the ways that people think they're pushing themselves by ordering something different in a restaurant, it's not really, is it? You just order the thing.
Well, bear in mind, that's not really the case for me. I'm lucky if there's two options. Do you know what I mean? Normally, there's
now hang on. In Bristol, there's a ton of fucking vegan restaurants, and you drag me to them quite frequently. So I'm not going to have that. You are out of options. I feel, as a healthy carnivore, there's a distinct lack of meat options in Bristol. It feels like, in fact, I'm being swarmed by liberal vegan agendas everywhere I go in Bristol. God bless it.
Well, I mean, for example, Ravs and Duncan went out a couple of times this week.
You're just going to cook it up and it's done.
I couldn't even go out with them, though. They were a couple of places. They went to Spitfire, which is this grill place.
That sounds like a meat place to me.
And they went to this steak place as well, which had...
called...
Actually, did I go? Did I tell you I did go with
Bloody Steve's
steak place? Well, back in the day, me and you, when I was a meat eater and Sips was a vegetarian, we were in America and we would go to like Morton's Steakhouse or something with poor old Sips. And there would not be a single vegetarian thing on the menu.
No, but I got the macaroni. They tried to put meat on it, though. They tried to put meat on everything.
That's America.
I'll have the macaroni, please. And they're like, do you want bacon on that? No, just macaroni, please. Because they don't need bacon on everything. But like they insist, man. They love bacon on everything there. And if it's not bacon, it's bacon bits. They'll sprinkle some salty bacon bits on anything.
Do you remember that sushi place we went to in Vegas? I always bring it back to this, Sips, but we went to this sushi place, really, really fancy with you, and they brought out this
bowl of rice.
mound of fish.
Yeah.
It was a literal. It looked like a hog roast.
You guys were going
seafood.
Yeah. It wasn't it was like $100 a head for that. Like,
but you eat fish, right, Chris?
I don't eat fish. No.
Really?
Yeah, no. I don't eat it.
It's not.
I just got some egg fried rice in a bowl while these guys were just like eating fish. It was good.
Yeah,
I'm a pretty basic.
You were pretty chill about it at the time, but we all felt bad. And now, it's the shoes on the other foot because I went out to this steak place with Ravs, Duncan, and everyone, and there was the only vegan option was a cauliflower steak, right? Which I was like, cauliflower steak.
Same price as a regular steak. What is up with that?
A fraction.
That's what they do. That's what they do in London. You want the cauliflower steak? It's the same price as a regular steak. Fuck off.
But that's London, though.
But it wasn't.
You always end up paying more for everything in London.
But what's the justification for that?
It wasn't some sort of actual steak,
Money.
though. It was a cauliflower that had been cooked in an oven or boiled or something.
Right,
so
right.
it was just basically the entire fucking head of cauliflower that was all sort of ready soft. And the steak place that we went to, I can't remember the name of it. It's in Bristol. You have to cook your own steak.
Okay.
Right? So
you go to a place and you have to cook your own food?
Yeah, it comes with like a hot stone, and
this is quite popular. Yeah.
I hate this, right? For so many reasons.
Paying you to cook me food, so I don't have to cook the food. Like
it's
this
an
is
experience,
exactly it.
but it's meant to be an experience. It's meant to be fun.
I would love to experience
against.
somebody making the food for me instead of me making the fucking food. That's the experience.
Yeah,
it's a novelty,
I don't mind when it's like certain things like hot pot or whatever, and some people like their carrots crunchy, other people like their carrots fucking mushy, whatever.
Hot's
like I feel like that's
hot pot's
fine.
Different, I think.
But steak, I feel like when I'm going, if I was still eating a steak, I'd want to make sure it was cooked properly by especially if you're paying like 20
by a
quid for it
chef,
or whatever.
By a
real
chef,
professional chef who knows when
it's like
it's ready.
I don't know how long I'm supposed to cook a steak on a stone or whatever.
Right, here's an idea.
Especially not a fucking cauliflower.
Here's
Basically,
an idea.
like
you got to practice
they
at
brought
home.
This,
you got
they
to
brought this cauliflower.
Microwave a stone, get it real hot.
That sounds safe.
You'll be fine.
Here's an idea.
Microwave a
You go to a cafe. You go to a cafe. They give you everything you need to bake a cake, and you bring you your cup of tea, and then you've got a little oven, and you have to make the cake, and it comes out, and then you decorate it, and you make your own cake. It's it's like the bakery equivalent to bringing you a hot stone and cooking your steak. You get to bake your own cake right then and there.
Yeah. Do you know what they could do? They could you could go to a restaurant, you'll sit down, and you'll be like, "I'll have the chips, please." And they just bring you a fucking raw potato, drop it on the table, give you a potato peeler, and give you like a fucking little hot pot of boiling hot oil, right? Good luck. You get a piece of kitchen roll to dry them off after you've deep fried them.
You know where this is popular? We don't have to do any of this stuff.
This sounds like the number one place on TripAdvisor that I
right, but that's the thing is now what you do is you go and you get your ready meal or you get your fast food or whatever, something easy, you just bosh it in the oven. So you go out so that you have to cook. They make you cook at the restaurant. That's what people want. They're like, I've
got an idea to sell an experience. I'm going to set up a booth, and people come to my booth, and they queue up, and all they do is give me money, and I give them nothing in return.
Boom!
It's streaming. And also, that's the experience. You get to stand in a line and then give me money. I'm selling an experience.
It's an experience.
Yeah, that's my stream. It is basically my stream, yeah. But,
you're selling an experience, and it, like you said, Flax, it makes people do it because they think this will motivate me when I get back home to cook for myself. You know, it makes people hungry and feel like, oh man, I could just people. It's like people paying for the gym like a massive subscription to force them to go. They're like, man, if I'm paying this much money, that'll force me to go. And of course, it doesn't.
Right.
Never works. That sort of trying to trick yourself with those sort of things. Where?
God, I hate.
Where does it go?
So boring. Fuck me.
I haven't been in years and years. And years.
No, me neither. I just don't want to go. But I know I should go. But God, there's got to be an easier way to just kind of get in shape that doesn't require any effort whatsoever. It's I don't want to go there.
Try this. Get those electrode things that you strap on your body. Apparently they do.
Apparently you can overdo it with those things as well.
Yeah, if you can overdo it, that means it must be doing
because
something.
Apparently it's you're only meant to use them for 10 minutes a day, but the average mentality is, well, I'm just sitting here, I'll put it on all day. So it's I've done 100 workouts in a day or whatever. But apparently it can kill you.
So don't do that, obviously.
No.
No, it sounds like a terrible old school. It's like those jiggler bands that they put those women from the 30s on or whatever.
Those things, yeah. What was the idea there? You just lean into it. You can see how that would be fun. Oh, wow, can I pay to do that? Absolutely, man. Step up. What is going on? How was that a thing? Why did they think it was anything? I'm gonna look. What was it? I don't know if it was called the jiggle bands.
I feel like that doesn't tone you; it just loosens you even more. You know.
I think it's got to, right? It leave you feeling loose and exhausted, probably, right?
Of course, there's a BuzzFeed article. I worked out on a 1950s fat jiggling machine, and here's what happened. Of course, that's an article on BuzzFeed. What was I thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. I think people were different kinds of overweight back then, though. All the women on those machines looked like perfectly normal women. That's
I think
the thing.
Back then people used to,
they used the jiggle
actually
machine.
Cook with lard and stuff, though. Like like it was a different type of fat back then. I think. I don't think. I think people are a little bit more conscious of. I say that.
People are fatter than ever, dude.
Man,
what are you talking
people
about?
are ramming shit in their mouth constantly.
People used to eat like lard and corned beef and dripping and all this stuff. You're right.
But they weren't that fat back then. So like, what the heck is going on now?
And they were eating sugar as well. Loads of sugar too.
They didn't eat as much, I think. And also there wasn't fast food. Think about Starbucks. Starbucks didn't exist in the 50s, right? You couldn't walk in and get a giant pot of sugar this fucking big for $4 or whatever. You just sit there for an hour ingesting caramel syrup and sugar and cream.
Is it just the sheer amount of sugar that people
volume of stuff?
Because I think sugar's in everything, isn't it? It's in yogurts, it's in orange juice, it's in everything you think's healthy.
And corn syrup is a big thing in the States. They stick that shit in their bread has tons of sugar in it. It's just sugar.
Yeah.
Piled in there.
Right.
So I think that's changed. Sugar. That's changed. And I think probably people cooked from home a lot more than they used to. That's it. I mean, people buy a bunch more shit.
We still cook at home all the time.
Yeah. We also do less exercise-wise, right? I think people...
I do no exercise. Like
how many jobs?
My daily exercise is like walking to my kids to school and back. Like it's like
I'd like going like when you lose. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I like pick up the baby and stuff. Does that count as like weight training a little bit?
How big's the baby?
Heavy. She's pretty big now. She's getting heavy.
I did feel like when I was at that point where I was picking up children a lot, my back muscles were pretty good.
Yeah.
Now my shoulder's killing me. All I did was sleep. I went to sleep. I woke up, my shoulder's fucked. That's not good. You got a bad shoulder from sleeping. Something's gone wrong.
Fuck! I woke up this morning and I was just like, maybe I'm like slowly losing my mind or something. But like, you ever have those days where you wake up and you're like, I don't even know what fucking day it is. I don't know what the heck is going on.
Every day.
Who just woke me up? Like I just did not like it took so long for my brain to sort of think like, I think it's Friday. Like what do I have to do today? Like it was really weird.
I wake up every morning. I say to Mrs. F, "What day is it?" And she tells me.
What year is it?
Yeah. I slept too long. You slept for 8 hours, you idiot. Oh yeah. But every morning I wake up, no idea what day it is.
For me, I keep fit by just so much sex,
just jacking off all the damn time.
Consistent, 3 times or 4 times a day.
Oh.
I've been 39 years of, well, obviously it wasn't.
Are you going to be 40 next year?
I am.
It was just your birthday recently, so next year is the big 4-0, huh?
Yeah, I'm feeling it, definitely. But I think again, it's like
we got to take Lewis
the psychological
to a strip club,
age, like
we talk about it often enough. For his 40th birthday, let's take him to a strip club.
Yeah,
let's get him a champagne room as well.
But here's what we should do. We should hire the strip club out and do a live stream in the strip club, or at least a video. I
think if you asked them to do a live stream, I think they think you meant something
to come
different.
And do a private strip for Lewis.
But I want this
apartment.
Captured. I want this captured.
Yeah,
it's a personal fancy.
I don't think they'll let us live stream inside the club.
I bet they would. I bet the ones in Bristol are pretty. There was one in Bristol that was pretty chill. I reckon if we said, look.
You could have a GoPro on there and ask for a champagne room,
or put his GoPro on his dick and go to the fucking strip club.
My god!
Oh yeah,
how has that not been done?
How has that not been done?
Yeah, we could take him to the Hooters, the one remaining Hooters. Where is it? Nottingham.
But they've opened another one. Where's the other one, chat? They opened a second one. It was a big deal. I got a lot of emails about it.
Holy crap!
I get him. Oh, that would be
Liverpool.
I'm just thinking about.
Okay, I've never been to Liverpool. I've been to Nottingham before. Let's go to Liverpool and we'll take Lewis to Hooters.
Let's not do some fucking northern shithole version. Let's do it in like
northern shithole.
Like
any Scousers in chat?
They don't do. I don't think they have them down in like Cornwall and like the Midlands and stuff like that. You've got to go north if you want to get raunchy and spicy, right? Like that's. I think
the
that's
rules
how
are
England
less.
some northern shithole, and he picks the what was it, the European capital of culture or something it was.
Let's take him to Doncaster. It's so nice time there.
You want a strip club? Come to Rochdale, pal. Fucking birds there are lovely. Get your fucking todgers out, boy.
Right hot ones in Hull. Hull is fucking great. Come to Hull, Lewis, for your 40th.
To Hull.
Fucking what?
Oh, you should come to Grimsby if you want to see the best birds. Grimsby. Grimsby.
I mean, look, I'm just saying, let's if you're gonna do it, let's do it proper. Let's do it nice. Let's push the boat out.
There's one around the corner from the
I don't want to just go. I don't want to just go to Hooters and have to have a fucking.
No, it's not Hooters.
They let that 10-year-old kid in and. The strip club.
There's a cauliflower
like a white tiger or something, right?
There's one in Bristol. It's very cool. It's run by a woman. It's not, you know, we read all about it when we did this strip club.
I don't want to do
Triforce.
any of this stuff.
I'm too
awkward and nervous.
We're going.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me.
This is the best time to go. This is the best time to go. When you're feeling awkward and nervous, you got to get you out of your comfort zone.
That's true.
When the magic happens.
Do you know
Push
what?
yourself.
Fine, I'm in. Let's book it. Do we book or do we just turn up? I don't know.
No, we'll just turn up.
Excuse me, do we need to book or do we just turn up?
Do it.
I've never been.
Just make a mental note of it. Just make a mental note.
All right, we got to stop now, team. It's 2. Some other poor sod's got a stream.
Guys, I'm trying to get back on the rails here. I'm trying to get back on the rails.
Hey, right, don't forget to stop your Audacity. Also, do we have to do an ad?
There might be an ad.
Let's do the ad.
Okay, check and see.
The advert, the Christmas Yogscast Christmas jumper is the Yogscast store.
Really an ad.
Is it available yet? Maybe.
Don't we have like a Manscaped or like?
There's content coming next. There's Hat Chat live. That's an ad. That's coming up. All right. Stay tuned for their podcast, which is not going to be as funny as ours, but stick around anyway.
They'll have a support.
They're good funny guys. You never know. Yeah, they might pull it out of the bag this time. Yeah.
I do love the hats.
Yeah.
But are they going to be as awkward?
No.
Probably
as us? Probably not.
As you.
All right, thank you, everyone. Yeah. Love you.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye, all.
See you later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Love you lots. Bye. Wait, are you stopping your Audacity?